This video is about life in the UK, Chapter 1, Lesson 1. And the reason for making this video is that I have already made a couple of videos on the tests itself. So this one is not about the test, it is about the actual book, which is Life in the UK Handbook, a Guide for New Residents, 3rd edition. That is the official handbook for life in the UK. And I just want to give you a taste of how the actual book is and how you can learn from the book. The reason is that whether you are doing online tests, whether you are doing practice tests on your mobile phone apps, the whole source for all these tests is the book. The book is the actual source. Actually, whatever is made, tests or practice materials, whatever is made from this book. So I have already emphasized that learning and reading the book and understanding the book is the best way. But anyhow, there is no one way. Actually, some people can do practice on tests and then they can pass the test. There's no problem in it. But here we go. This would be the first lesson. It's not a long lesson. The chapter itself is only 3 pages long. So I'll explain the I'll explain the chapter to you and how to find the proper right information and how to just focus on that bits from which the questions come in the test. And then I'll ask you whether to carry on with this practice, teaching you the book, or shall I carry on with the tests. Okay, so it's up to you. I will leave a survey in my channel and I will ask you to vote for this. Okay, so for now let us start. Okay, there are 5 chapters in the book, and 5 chapters cover different topics. This is the first chapter, the values and principles of the UK. And it's, as I told you, it's not a long chapter, but it is very, very important chapter, I tell you. This is the first page of the book itself, so I'm going to start from the beginning, and as you can see that some of the bits are highlighted or underlined, but rest of the bits are not, because these are the places, these are the bits from which you will not get any question. So I'm saying this just because of my personal experience of teaching and testing. Okay, here we go. Britain is a fantastic place to live, a modern, thriving society with a long and illustrious history. It's a very, very important sentence, and normally you get a question on that, and it says that, in true or false, it says Britain is a fantastic place to live, or Britain is not a fantastic place to live. And obviously this sentence will come as a whole. A modern and thriving society. So try to pick the option which has thriving society, because the question will have modern, thriving society and long and illustrious history. This will come together. They can't separate that. Okay, the next question, the next thing is, our people have been at the heart of the world's political, scientific, industrial and cultural development. It means that the people in Britain have played very, very important role in all these areas: political, scientific, industrial and development. Okay, so once again I tell you a very small tip or trick, you could say. If you have to choose between 2 statements, they give you 2 statements and ask you which one is the correct one. Okay, so I would suggest you to choose the one which has the word scientific in it. Okay, and don't worry, you will get it right. Okay, the other option won't have scientific in it. Okay, we are proud of our record of welcoming new migrants who will add to the diversity and dynamism of our national life. These are 3 sentences and these are 3 questions actually. Sometimes you will have a statement, for example, like this: we are proud of our record of welcoming new migrants, or we are not proud of our record of welcoming new migrants. Obviously, not proud of is a very negative statement, so that cannot be true. So so you have to choose the one which says that we are proud of in any way. Okay, I'm just giving you a couple of ideas, clues. Okay, it could be in any way, but you have to remember that Britain is proud of welcoming new migrants, so that is the right option. Okay, so here this bit I'm not going to read because it's not important. Okay, it only says that to do to get settled here or to get British passport or nationality, you have to do life in the UK and other stuff. Now, that is the most important thing in this chapter, the values and principles of the UK. And in this paragraph, there are two places which are very, very important. And this is the one. British society is founded on fundamental values and principles which all those living in the UK should respect and support. These type of statements normally come in true and false. Okay, if you are living here, you have to not only respect its values and principles, but you have to obviously obey and support them. This one, there is no place in British society for extremism or intolerance. Okay, this is $1 million sentence. This is, you could say, a must. I'm not saying that 100%, but most of the time they have this in the test, and it says true or false. There is no place in British society for extremism or intolerance. Is it true or false? Obviously it is true, so be careful about this sentence. Okay, right, now we come to something which is very, very important, and I tell my students to paste these 5 things on their fridges, in their toilets, in their bedrooms, wherever they want to, because these are the 5 things, 5 fundamental principles of British life. I mean, I can tell you that you will definitely have at least 2 questions on that in different shades or shapes, you could say. So these 5 principles you must know. The first principle is democracy. The second principle is the rule of law. The third one is individual liberty, means everybody is free. Tolerance of those with different faiths and beliefs. You have to respect each other, different faiths, different people, different religion. You cannot impose your opinions on them, and they cannot impose their opinions on them. So you have to respect and live side by side. Next is participation in community life. So these are the 5 principles. Okay, as part of the citizenship ceremony, new citizens pledge to uphold these values. So when you go for the British citizenship ceremony, you will have this pledge, and in that pledge you will be saying that you will uphold these principles. Okay, so that is on the next page, so let us move. So page 2 says, I will give my loyalty to the United Kingdom and respect. So you can read this. I'm not going to read that here. This is the this quotation from the actual pledge. You don't have to remember that. And the interesting thing is, no question comes from this. Okay, most of the time. The important thing is to remember those 5 principles. Okay. The next thing is, following the fundamental principles and responsibilities and freedoms which are shared by all those living in the UK and which we expect all residents to respect. Okay, if you wish to be a permanent resident or citizen of the UK, you should. Okay, now these are 5 responsibilities. Okay, on the previous page you read 5 basic principles, fundamental principles of the UK life. Okay, now here, when you become resident here, then these are your 5 basic fundamental responsibilities. There are many responsibilities, but these are the key ones. Okay, number 1, respect and obey the law. Everybody has to do that. Okay, respect the rights of others, including their rights to their own opinion. Okay, now that is called kind of freedoms of speech and freedom of religion and freedom of faith. Okay, so you have to respect other people's opinions, other people's ideas. Okay, as your ideas and your opinions should be respected by others. Next one is treat others with fairness. Means you have to be polite with other people. You have to treat everybody in a nice and polite and fair way. Look after yourself and your family. That is one of the basic responsibilities. Look after yourself means do job, earn money for them, give them a good life, education, all that stuff. Look after the area in which you live in and the environment. This is very important. You have to look after your area, your environment, because that is a collective effort. That's a teamwork. Okay, you can't destroy things, you can't vandalize things. Okay, obviously I don't say that you do that, but this is what is expected of everybody. Okay, now we will go step by step. So on the previous page you learned 5 fundamental principles of UK life. Here these are the 5 basic responsibilities of every citizen or every resident. Okay, now in response, what happens in return? The UK offers you 5 things. Number 1, freedom of belief and religion. You are free to believe in any religion, or you are free to believe in no religion. Okay, nobody can force you. Simple. Freedom of speech. You are free to say whatever you like, but remember that freedom of speech does not mean that you have to disrespect other people's opinions. So see, if you look at this one, respect the rights of others, including their right to their own opinion, this one, and freedom of speech, this one, they go side by side. Okay, so they are not contradictory. It means that you cannot say things which can hurt other people, their religion, or their religious personalities. Okay, why? Because they have their right. They have their everybody has a responsibility to respect other people's. So freedom of speech means that you are free to say things that that should be said and that should not violate other people's rights and their opinions. With respect, you can differ. Okay, difference of opinion is something very different from freedom of speech or extreme freedom. Okay, means you have to obviously respect other people's as well. So you can do this side by side and they are perfectly fine. Freedom from unfair discrimination. So that means based on your race, based on your gender, based on your sexual orientation, based on your religion, based on the color of your skin, you cannot be discriminated. Okay, you will be considered or taken as a human being. Okay, whatever color, religion, okay, ethnic background you have. So that is called freedom from unfair discrimination. A right to a fair trial. Okay, so whether you are from whatever religion, whatever ethnic background, whatever color of skin, if you are to go in the courts, okay, and you have a trial over there, so you will be given a fair trial. That is your right to have a fair trial, because if you don't have a right to a fair trial, then that would be unfair discrimination. Okay, so you are free from unfair discrimination, which means that you will be treated equally. Okay, let's say if you are in the court, whether you are white, whether you are black, whether you are brown, or whatever color, okay, you will be judged based on the merit of the case. Okay, not on the basis of your color of skin or religion or ethnic background. Okay, next. A right to join the election of a government. So you can vote, you can stand for parliament when you are a citizen, so you have a right. So that these are the 5 rights, basic rights. Many rights, but these are the fundamental basic rights. Now so far I would like to summarize that you have 15 things here to remember. Number 1, 5 fundamental principles of the UK life, 5 basic fundamental responsibilities as a citizen or as a resident, and in return 5 rights nobody can snatch these 5 rights from you. So these are the 15 things. I tell you one thing, you will have 2 questions on that, definitely 2 questions. Sometimes you get 3 questions. Now 24 questions in total, and if you sort out these 15 things. If you remember, if you memorize them, then obviously 2 or 3 questions are done. Okay, so out of 24, 18 is the pass mark. So how easy that could be if you remember this thing. Okay, next, becoming a permanent resident. Now here, to apply to become a permanent resident or citizen of the UK, you will need, number one, speak and read English. Means obviously you need a qualification for that, which is B1. I'll explain it on the next page. And the second thing is have a good understanding of life in the UK, which means you have to pass life in the UK test. Okay, so there are currently as January 2013 two ways you can be tested on these requirements. Take the life in the UK test, the questions, okay, the one that we are just doing, and the second thing is to speak to prove that you can speak and read English. It is entry level 3. Now that is the old level. Okay, that is the old qualification. If you move on to the next page, we don't want to read that. Okay, here we go. From October 2013, the requirements will change. I mean, they have changed obviously. From the date, from that date, for the settlement and permanent resident, you will need to. Now, just need to explain a couple of things here. In every book, even the recent books, the statements still run the same from October 2013. And now, in October 2013, before October 2013, either you could do entry level 1, entry level 2, entry level 3, and apply for ILR and British passport. So that would have been okay. Some people would have done life in the UK. Okay, so there was a choice. Either you could do entry levels based on your level of English, and or sorry, not and, or if you are confident, you could do life in the UK, and that would fulfill the language requirement. But in 2013, in October, they changed the rules, and now they say that you have to have both of these. You could see this: pass the life in the UK test and produce acceptable evidence of speaking and listening skills in English at B1 of the Common European Framework of Reference. This is equivalent to ESOL entry level 3. So what they did was they removed, finished, terminated entry level 1, entry level 2, and entry level 3 ESOL tests. Now you can only do B1 either from Trinity College or Cambridge, whatever, but B1, which is equivalent to entry level 3, ESOL entry level 3. So you have to have one of these, and you have to have life in the UK test. Okay, so I have made some videos on B1s. You can have a look at that if you want to. So you have to have two tests, simple. Number one, life in the UK test, and number two, B1. It is must for everybody who is applying for indefinite leave to remain and British passport. Okay, you don't need any solicitors, you don't need any barristers or lawyers to confirm this. This is in the book, in the Home Office book. Okay, so these are the two qualifications. That's it. Right, so this is the end of the chapter. Okay, no more in this chapter. So these are a couple of things: taking the life in the UK test, how to take life in the UK test, and how many questions are there. We already know that 24 questions, 18 of them should be correct. Then you pass the test and you will get a certificate. These days you just get an email and a pass number. Okay, so that is the end of the test. End of the chapter. After this, you have chapter 2, which is only 1 page long, and then comes the chapter 3, which is the history of the UK, which is very long. And in this way, some of them are very long, some of them are very, very short. Okay, so so this is the end of my lesson as well. But I would like to say that if you feel that reading the book this way is good and is helping you, you can tell me and I can make more videos. But if you think that the tests that I have uploaded, the videos that I have uploaded on tests, if that is helpful, you can tell me that too. Okay, So I will wait for your response, and then based on that I will try to make videos which are helpful for you, which are giving you some benefits, and which can help you to pass the test. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best. Take care. Bye.